Uh, as the new government settles in, there is obviously a long list of expectations for the infrastructure sector, what the new government will do, both for core infrastructure and social infrastructure. But let me restrict myself in this short video to the top 6 expectations that I have from the government. Number 1 is very clearly a shift in emphasis from road to rail. Road has matured and rail is crying out for attention, both in terms of new dedicated freight corridors, new high-speed rail corridors for passengers, for multimodal stations, for a new generation of trains, for upgraded railway stations, etc. So one is actually expecting higher emphasis and higher budgetary allocations for rail over road. Second point is that in terms of road, the point is that the hard infrastructure has been laid and much of the country is well connected with very good state and national highways and greenfield expressways. Now is the time for government, both at the center and the state, to upgrade what is called the state road corporations, which are in many senses moribund bodies with leaky financials. So the upgradation of state transport undertakings, including modernizing the fleet to new age electronic buses, is the need of the hour. By the way, the state transport undertakings carry 3 times the load of Indian Railways every day. So it's an important subject to deal with and has been neglected for many decades. The third is on power. This is clear. The government is going to emphasize green power, but while the installations of solar and wind are moving very satisfactorily, the emphasis has to shift to storage solutions, which is pump storage, battery storage, as well as an emphasis on promoting green hydrogen. This is on the generation side, and on the licensing side, I think the time has come for the government to implement its wishes on either privatization of discoms at the state level or introduction of what is called second licensees or parallel licensees. Moving on to cement, the big expectation is that GST will be reduced. There is no economic logic for 28% GST on an Aam Aadmi product. And while the finance ministry has recognized this point, I think they were waiting for the right time, and the right time is now. With a new government in place, revenue buoyancy in GST, with GST having crossed 2 lakh crore collections, it is right time now to reduce the 28% GST to a more rational level of around 12% on cement. Moving on to water, much of the capex on Jal Jeevan Mission, or Nal Se Jal as it's popularly called, has been achieved. Now is the time to focus on operationalizing of the Jal Samitis at the village panchayat level to see that the capex that has been put in place now delivers OPEX, which is 24/7 water in all the taps that have been installed, regular pressure, and in a sense, very high water quality. So that's the expectation on water. And for the first time, India has had a census, the first time since independence, on a census on water bodies. And that has thrown up glaring deficiencies in how we manage our water bodies, both in urban and rural areas. So a rejuvenation, a program for the rejuvenation of water bodies is very much on the agenda. On the 6 points I started with is on urban infrastructure. It is high time that the government moved to create a vibrant municipal bonds market. And on the transportation side, I have always been strongly advocating that with the, shall we say, not so glorious performance of ridership in the urban metros, and the problem is well defined. It's the last link problem, both for entry as well as for exit from metros. You have to now institute the body which has been talked about from 2006 called UMTA, the Unified Metropolitan Transport Authorities. Of course, I have a much longer list in terms of social infrastructure for revitalizing hospitals in district towns, to ports, to digital infra, to allocations in the budget, to modern warehousing for agriculture. But these can wait, and let's focus on the top 6. Thank you.